My name's Simon King. I'm a naturalist and I'm president of the Royal Society of Wildlife Trusts.
My name's Rachel Wright and I'm on a marine graduate training programme with the Cumbria and the Lancashire Wildlife Trust.
Membership and Legacy Officer.
Membership Development Officer for Worcestershire Wildlife Trust.
Ed Green, Chief Executive, Derbyshire Wildlife Trust.
I'm a volunteer, regular volunteer with the Wildlife Trust.
Chairman of the North Wales Wildlife Trust.
My name's Ian Jelly, I'm the Conservation Programme Manager for Yorkshire Wildlife Trust.
My name is Simon Bentley and I'm Director of the Leicestershire and Rutland Wildlife Trust.
Education and Community Officer.
People and Wildlife Officer.
I'm a Marine and Coastal Conservation and Community Engagement Officer.
My name is Rob Allen, I'm the Southern Reserves Officer for Worcestershire Wildlife Trust.
I'm John Hall, I'm Chief Executive of Essex Wildlife Trust.
Wildlife Gardening Volunteer Coordinator.
Monitoring Officer on the Great Fen Project. I'm the Reserve Manager for Rhythinog.
County Coordinator for Wildlife Fundraising Central.
Education and Community Manager.
Marine Graduate Manager at Cumbria Wildlife Trust.
My name is Andy Harris and I'm a Reserve Officer at Worcestershire Wildlife Trust.
I work as a Wildlife Gardening Project Officer in Bangor office.
My name is Fiona Ship. I'm a Reserves Officer with Yorkshire Wildlife Trust.
I'm working with a fantastic, motivated team of staff. You know, they're just amazing.
We leave a planet that's better for future generations, where sustainable development becomes the norm. It's a vision that's obviously underpinned by wildlife, of course, and what the Wildlife Trust is about is helping, facilitating that vision to happen across the nation.
So I oversee the management of 35 nature reserves in South and West Yorkshire and try and manage them as honeypot sites to integrate them into the wider landscape.
It's so vital these days when so many kids don't get that chance, and that's what really inspires me, is when I see them getting excited as well, and that's the best bit of the job, really.
I come to work on this little nature reserve here. I get to hear the first cuckoo of the season. I get to see fantastic wildlife here, but also I get to inspire people as well.
47 different wildlife trusts on the ground, supported nationally in Newark by our parent charity, as it were. And day to day you can see great things happening on the ground. Boy, is there a lot to be done. So we're making a difference, but there's still a hell of a lot to do.
Just hearing what some of the trusts are doing and knowing that your job is just to promote what amazing things that they're doing, it's just, it just makes it so exciting and so worthwhile.
And I'd always aspired to be a warden. I think I wanted to work on nature reserves, and it was the local nature of the sites, I think, that I really appreciated. Getting to know individual sites and working on them.
Our nature reserves and our coasts and mountains, it's just always awe-inspiring.
Things are always evolving, and so the Wildlife Trusts are very fleet of foot and can really change and adapt very quickly. And also the staff are very passionate and very motivated, and I think combine all those things and you get a really exciting place to work.
You get to see what actually happens in a place that you find more important than any other, and so seeing that difference happen on the ground is just really exciting, and you get a great deal of pleasure from showing that you can make a change and actually seeing that change come about.
The surveys that we do are showing, even within the first 1 or 2 years of restoration, species which would have been here originally are coming back, new species coming in, some really, really exciting things.
I've spent all my working life behind a desk, so the thought of going out into the countryside, doing some physical labour is a real treat. And it's good for me physically and it's good for me psychologically, and I love doing it. It really is good fun.
My job really is to coordinate different activities for the graduate trainees to be involved with, so that might involve some ecological surveying work one day. The next day they might be involved in some kind of a public engagement events. They might be working with a school group and doing a range of marine themed activities outside.
I think the Trust is just a fantastic organisation, looks after people, habitats and wildlife.
We got good people working for the Trust. I've got really nice colleagues, so I do enjoy coming into the office every week.
I get to learn a lot as well while I'm working and pass on that advice that I learn onto other groups. So,
I think that sort of interest in nature then developed, and I decided to study ecology, which then made me really begin to understand the relationship between people and wildlife, and how we're all part of a web, and that whatever happens to wildlife could ultimately happen to us.
It's not a big corporate hierarchical organisation, really. It's very it's quite down to earth, and it's quite I hope it continues to be a kind of an organisation that, you know, really is there for people and can be local in the best sense.
I really feel like everyone that works for the Wildlife Trusts really cares about what they're doing. They love their job, they're very passionate about it, and they funnel all of that energy into their job to make what they do as, you know, as successful as possible. So yeah, it's great.
In conservation, and I aim to have a career that focuses on engaging the public with marine conservation, and this traineeship's a great way to help me kickstart my career. I also really enjoy educational events that we do, because working with children, I just find it really encouraging the enthusiasm they have for wildlife.
Having more people makes it easier for other people to do better stuff and more conservation.
Everybody is really keen and enthusiastic, and I think within other organisations sometimes people get so bogged down by all the difficulties that they have to work through, but because the Wildlife Trustees are very much about action on the ground, I think people have a lot more job satisfaction because they're actually seeing things happen quite quickly, and I think that gives you a lot of personal satisfaction.
We are all governed locally, so we do what people want within our own patches, and we look after the special wildlife that each county covers.
Partly because of my job, I get to see what damage is happening, and so much of it is sort of insidious and barely noticeable. You see drops in numbers of butterflies, disappearing wildflowers along hedgerows and things, so a lot of the farmland is really badly damaged, and the nature reserves are the little gems in which things survive, and hopefully from one day from which they'll spread back out into wider countryside again.
If I were to try and summarise the best aspects of working with the Wildlife Trusts, it would be local interest, national efficacy and friendliness. Those three things. It's a great body to work with, and it does make a difference.